Don't overcomplicate watercolor. A lot of people forget the entire idea of painting is to express yourself and to make something that looks good and maybe entertains someone, brings someone joy, makes someone feel something. So remove inhibitions, put paint to paper. I see this car here on the right and I look at the shadow, and you know what? I'm not really good at figuring out what color it is, but it doesn't feel like a yellow or like a red. It feels like a gray, right? And it feels maybe a little cold, so I'm going to place... No, check it out. Look at what I'm doing here. I'm placing that shape down, okay? Here we go for the side of the car, okay? That's a shape, right? Now, you know, when I look at it, I see the bottom kind of reflects the ground, and the ground is warm, so I'm going to mix in a bit of warm there to the bottom of the taxi. Okay, the bottom of the car. And you know what? The car has a shadow under it, so might as well make use of flow and place that shadow down. Okay. So the shadow goes from kind of this side of the car to that side and to the front of the car. Okay. And that looks good. Now, we have a couple of other details. You know, I see there's not the windshield, but the back glass of the car. And you know what? This feels a little more blue. So I'm going to add some ultramarine, some phthalo blue. And we're just going to kind of place that in here. Okay. So that would be like the back of the car, perhaps. Okay. So far, so good. Are we following along? Is this hard to do? Like, my shapes, are they perfect? No. Can anyone probably do a version of this? Yes. Now, while this is wet, because it is quite wet, and I will show you, I could, because it's watercolor, I could let it dry, or I could push it more towards what I want. So this is dark, so I'm going to just come back with a bit of dark, and maybe I'll put in a tire or two. See? Okay, that's nice. Let's switch over to a different brush, because I need a bit of a smaller touch, and I'm seeing taillights, so why not put those in? Now, where's the perfect location for the taillights if I want to be accurate? Where is it? It doesn't matter. So let's put something down. This is a visual idea. So that's one, and that's two. Now I have some understanding, I have some experience, so I know kind of where to place it in perspective. But even if you know what, let's scratch that. Let's say I don't have any experience, I'll do this, like something weird, okay? I have ruined the perfect perspective. Now, there is a license plate, and I love that because remember, this is almost abstract. We're talking about colors, we're talking about shapes, and if you like a certain color and shape, placing it in will feel good, right? So why not do that? So I place that in, and I see that the window to the side here is a little dark, so why not just kind of put some dark in there? Now, is it perfect? Is the shape perfect? Is anything perfect? Really? No, not really, right? Now let's put in that sign, because this is a taxi, so the sign from up above it goes somewhere around here. You know, is it here? Is it here? Is it perfect? No, but that's fine. So that's one. Okay, done. One car done. Now, here's a tricky bit, right? There's a car right next to it, and this part is the shadow. So the shadow as an abstract element can help us frame the light. How do we do that? If you're uncertain, let's draw it with some paint. Let's say we're dumb, we didn't bring a pencil, we're like, oh, what am I doing here? Let's draw it. So we have a car that starts somewhere around here. Is that right? Somewhere around, it goes like this, right? That's my version of it, okay? It just goes down like that, connects all the way to here. Okay, good, we get something. Now we need a dark red. Dark red. So let's mix a couple of reds here, because this is a shadow, and you know what? When you paint what you see without too much, without overcomplicating, without overthinking, you can place something the first time and maybe it works, because, you know, who cares about everything else? We're placing shapes here, and they're beautiful shapes, right? This is dark, so let's extend this darkness. And then we have the back of this car that we're going to beautifully frame with this car. So we got the back of the car. Now, is it perfect? No, but it's there. It's a drawing. To me, this is so pretty. I want to show you up close, right? Look at how fun this is. Funny enough, the glass at the back of the car is kind of light. So it's kind of a gray, right? So let's put in some gray here. Keep it light. Perfect? No, once again. Now, what characterizes the back of this car? To me, it's like a strong, beautiful red color. And it's a strong red, right? Not like what we put here earlier. So why don't we not overthink things and just place it? Place down a strong red that contrasts with the weaker reds. See this? Wow, right? It's like a visual idea. How beautiful is that, right? And now if you look at this and it's like, it's not the straightest kind of shape, you can fix it if you want. Or what you can do even better, you can ignore it, okay? But if you do want to fix it, you go, kind of like this. Okay, that's a little better, right? Makes the back of this car kind of make more sense. Maybe there's no sharp tip here, so we'll round it up. Now, are there some darks? Yes, and you know, watercolor, we can still work on this. So maybe this is even darker. Maybe here we have some dark spots, kind of like this. It's really not that accurate, but you know, it kind of tells my story. And there's a shadow under the car, so here we go. That's a shadow under the car. How cute is that, right? There's nothing here that's, you know, overworked. You could get all of these values and shapes wrong, but just put them in, right? How? Tell me on a scale of 1 to 10, answer in the comments, how accurate is this shape, right? On a scale of 1 to 10. How accurate is it, really? And answer honestly. Let me know in a comment down below. And while you're at it, check out all of my watercolor courses if you want to paint like this, if you want to be free, if you want to paint loosely, if you want to set yourself free. Check them out. And if you're really serious, check out the Watercolor Breakthrough Club. You can find more links in the description. More details in the links in the description. The Watercolor Breakthrough Club is an exclusive club. If you become a part of it, you get closer access to me, you get to learn more from me, you get my feedback on your paintings, and it's you telling and signaling to yourself, I'm serious about this watercolor thing, okay? Now, this car here, funny enough, this Mercedes, is in the shadow, and what does this white color look like if you had to guess? Like, what is this color? To me, it looks like a bluish color. So let's go with a kind of dumb blue, okay? And let's not draw, let's just hope that we get it right. So this is the kind of front, and then this is the top, and then this is the side, and this is a car. Okay? Now, is it strange looking? Yes, but does it kind of complement the overall composition, right? I kind of like it. But this is watercolor, and we can still work it. So let's add a tire, very wet, messy tire. And let's add that glass at the front. And because we're really not that good at technique, the paint kind of spreads too much. But you know what? It still kind of looks good. Okay? Now, again, you can improve if you want. Okay, so this is a little lighter, so let's lift back. Oops, we spilled into the red. Doesn't matter, it's okay. Lift back, that's fine, right? Go more dark on the bottom. Let's do this. Now, you know what? I'm kind of sick of the cars. Let's paint the ground. Now, let's say I'm dumb and I'm kind of using this too small of a brush, right? When I say dumb, I don't mean like stupid. I mean like I don't have experience. I'm ignorant to how, what would be a more effective way of doing things, right? I'm not trying to insult anyone. But this case, well, I'll still say I'm dumb. And I'm like, okay, I have this small brush and I'm too lazy to switch. So let's paint this larger shape of the ground. Let's just use this tiny brush. And what I don't know is that if I use this tiny brush, I might get an uneven wash because, you know, it's not, I can't really cover it fast enough. But you know what? I got lucky and here we go. I kind of was fast enough and yeah, so that's fine. And now I haven't planned anything, but now I notice that this bottom corner here, right? It is a little kind of blue and neutral and gray. So why not just do this? And we're done, you know. Is it going to be dark enough? No, because we haven't gone dark, really, right? We just placed that paint over there. And let's say I go over it a couple of times because I'm not sure and I overwork and blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's good. Now, what can you tell me about this water droplet where I wasn't intending on being dumb? I was clever. I earned that glass of the car, so I'm not going to be dumb here, and I'm going to lift this. There we go. You know, you got to select when you're dumb. What can you tell me about this kind of corner of the painting? Don't go into too many, like, don't overthink this. Very simple. What can you tell me about this corner of this entire corner? Something, when you zoom out, just zoom out. Just take a step back from your computer, from your television, from your phone. What can you see here? To me, it kind of looks like one dark shape. So let's try and get that. Ooh, I was smart. I switched to a larger brush. This time I got lucky. Now, it's trees, and trees are green, right? So, but wait, I'm learning with experience, and this tree doesn't look too green. It looks more like a dark black. So let's start with just a dark color. I'll add a bit of blue to it. And this entire corner is just gonna be these trees kind of falling through and kind of going around. And you know what? They're gonna help me frame the entirety of the painting. You know, it looks like it gets darker as we go towards this area. It actually looks like it gets warmer as we go towards this area. So look, I got lucky. I'm varying it up. Usually I won't get this lucky. Okay, in this scenario that we're making up, usually I won't. But you know what? There's some grace. So here we go. This goes around. This actually reaches all the way to this car right over here. Right? How neat is that? And here it kind of feels like it goes a little lighter and neutral. So I'm going to add some of this beautiful cobalt blue and kind of neutralize some stuff here. But here there's a dark car. Can you see the dark car? So I'm just going to put down like a really dark shape for the dark car. Really like not planning it too much. Just a simple kind of shape. There's a car there. Is it like, did I get its shape? Not really. I got something for sure, right? And then there's this gray. Once again, like here, it's kind of a similar gray if you really think about it. So why not just place that down? You know, just place that down. Was the timing perfect? Do I have some white edges here? Whatever. Who cares? Now look at this. There's a sky. It's kind of glimpsing through. It's peeking through the details. So you know what? Here's the sky. Right, here's the sky for you. Ooh, I painted over these. I'm going to get some backgrounds. Who cares? And there's a warm-ish building right over here. So let's warm things up a little. And we get kind of this thing, right? Maybe it's even warmer. So let's go a little warmer on the warmth. So let's do this. And just kind of, and we have another building here, so let's close that one off. And you know, I'm not sure where the sky is, so I'll just continue with the same color of the building because I'm dumb today and like, I don't know. And then there's a tree here, and ooh, look at this. There's an opportunity to bring back the white of the taxi that I wasn't even planning on doing. And you know what? I couldn't even not paint the background at all, and it would still look kind of cool with just the cars over here, right? So like, what is this? What is this perfect? Is this really being accurate? Is this really working hard and really trying? Or am I just kind of playing around with the paint and discovering how watercolor behaves and kind of letting it run free and almost dictate the rhythm, right? And am I obsessing over the shapes here? No, I'm not. Are the shapes all crooked and strange looking? Yes, they are, you know? They are. But how fun is that? How fun and freeing is it to just put some shapes on the paper, let them do their thing, you know, if you realize, oh, you know what, this should be more green, right? So let's say I'm dumb, I'm like, ooh, I have this green here, let's just use it right out of my palette without really, you know, maybe it mixes a little into my yellow, which makes it a little more palatable, pardon the pun. So I'm like, yeah, okay, you know what, this kind of looks good, so let's preserve that. Ooh, there's a bit of blue down here on the road, let's get that down, kind of like this, you know? But like, how cool is that? You just let this thing dry, you let it sit, you look at it, and you know what the craziest thing is? You can actually just, and by the way, there are some gaps here, you know? We're dumb today, so we forgot there's gaps, but there's sky peeking through these gaps. How cool is it? You can just let this one sit, and then you have a framework you can work with to improve, right? You just add another wash. Boom, mind blow. Right, so let's say I wanted to. So I look at this Mercedes in the shadow, and I'm like, you know what? The windshield looks to me like it could be a little better expressed and isolated from the main body of the car. So I go like, okay, so this is the windshield, and then here's the tires actually here to the side, and that kind of leads to a shadow underneath, and we have the grills and all the details here. And now you're like, oh, okay, so this actually makes a little more sense. Now I can see where the car is tilted, right? And here I'm like, oh, you know, there's a bit of a darker patch that I kind of missed here, and the top here is gray. It's not like a white. What am I doing with this, right? And you have as much or as little, by the way, time to just develop this thing and make it look fantastic. And you know what? I'm going to stop now because I love this. I love it. What is that? That taxi. To me, that looks so cool, you know? And is it accurate? No, not at all. Accuracy is not mandatory. Okay, this is visual ideas placed down on paper. That's all it is. That is all painting is. If you want to be able to see beyond the illusion and just paint with joy, just put details to paper. We haven't even gone into like adding more details, adding some whites and highlights we lost. Who cares, you know? There's a bit of a highlight here. It's like, yeah, I can just go like this and kind of bring it back. Looks kind of good, right? But it doesn't matter. See, that's the thing. It doesn't. What matters is you putting paint on paper and expressing yourself and enjoying yourself. That's what really matters. And if you want to have that for yourself, because this is exactly what opens the doors. This will open the door for you. What door? The door to sell your paintings, God forbid. Maybe just friends and family at first, right? The door to start getting commissions. You know, you might be getting commissions. It's easier to get a commission than to sell an existing painting. You might end up starting to submit paintings, and you know what? Maybe you go all in on yourself and you just paint for yourself and you express yourself, and it goes so well that it becomes more fun and you become more joyful every time you paint, and the result and the style created is so unique to you that you become irreplaceable and people love your work. You know, this opens the door to everything. If you want that for yourself, I would recommend highly that you check out the Watercolor Breakthrough Club. It's going to be the first link in the description box. If you just want an information course on setting yourself free, check out the frustration-free watercolor course. You have enough options to choose from. But if you're more serious, if you've watched a couple of courses and you still aren't getting it, or you know, you feel like, okay, I got the lesson, but how does this apply to my painting? I'm looking at my painting, I don't know what's broken here. If you need that kind of help, join the club. I urge you, that's the best way to improve. With that, you know, come on, I have to remove the tape for you here. Even though it's not fully dry, let's just get a nice clean border. I'll use this opportunity to thank everyone who supports me over on Patreon. If you want to receive credits at the end of the videos running on the screen as I speak to you right now, be sure to check that out. I think you'd love it too, and might as well kind of do this little bit of a signature right around here. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next vid. Keep painting, keep creating. Don't overcomplicate.